2, 1.
Here we go!
Hey guys, it's Charlie back here with Spec Moto. We're still cruising around here, round 1 Calgary for the Triple Crown Series, checking out some of the pros' bikes. And next up, we have multi-time champion Dylan Wright's Honda CRF450 here. Bit unusual seeing the number 9 on the bike instead of the big number 1, but he's gunning for the championship again this year after a bit of a different year than we've seen the last couple last season. So we're here with Cory Wilson, his mechanic for the season. He's going to run us through the bike. Starting off, we've been kind of sticking with our theme here, going with some of the controls on the bike. Obviously, we see a lot of grip tape, gripper seat, aggressive pleats on the seat. So looks to me like Dylan likes to be locked into the bike.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, he likes to feel like he's locked onto the bike opposed to having the bike move around underneath him. So that's an important thing for Dylan. And
yeah, sharp foot pegs, the ultra tacky grips, all that kind of stuff. It looks like all contact points, he's locked into the bike.
that's right, yeah.
Sweet. Oh, that's cool. Anything that you noticed from riders that you worked in the past that Dylan's finicky on with his controls, like throttle feel, brake feel? Does he experiment much with that kind of stuff?
Not as much for the handlebar setup. He's pretty straightforward with that. He is specific about brakes. Dylan is pretty hard on the brakes sometimes, being such a fast rider. So we have done a few things to the brakes to help keep them cool and to keep them feeling good throughout the whole entire
You like
loading.
that, like initial contact point to be right there and
Right at
really
the
strong?
top, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Handlebar bend, you know what you're running on that?
829.
29, cool. Awesome. Heading down, I guess, suspension components. You guys have long worked with Joe at SSS. 2025 is a new generation bike for Honda. Obviously last year, this chassis got introduced, some big changes from the previous outgoing model. Any input on your side of things as far as what you saw or experienced with the development of the suspension settings and stuff on this bike for Dylan?
It was actually pretty close to what he was running on last year's. So just a little bit different offset. He likes it on the 20 mil, where last year he felt better on the 22 offset. But other than that, it was, he says that he feels the chassis responds a little bit more, where he can feel things a little bit better, which he liked.
Cool. Yeah, and obviously you're playing with the X-Straight clamps for that offset change. Another partner that you guys have used for quite a few seasons, so that's awesome. All OEM Showa components that you're just reworking with Joe there? Anything special going on that you know of? Or?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Cool. Awesome. And then as far as suspension preferences go, we were kind of eyeing up the sticker, and when we pushed the bike around the corner here, like, there's a very, very stiff setting for a motocross setting. Dylan really charges the track.
That's right,
like
yeah.
I'm saying, he's an animal running into the braking section, so he needs that hold up. So definitely, compared to some of the other bikes we've seen around today, this bike has got a really stiff suspension setting. So when you see Dylan plowing into those sections, you kind of know he's got the bike to handle it. So pretty interesting stuff there. Moving on, I guess, to the engine package. So you guys, starting last year, moved over to Bondi Engines for your engine services. So I guess let us know what you can, what's going on with the engine on this compared to a stock showroom CRF.
Well, we did a lot of work with Chris Bondi this year, and right up until a couple of weeks ago, actually, and tuning, and then a lot of get ignition stuff to get the bike feeling exactly how Dylan wants it. He doesn't like it to hit extremely hard, but still have a lot of power. So Bondi's created a really good package that is not only reliable, but creating very good power. So.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, like we kind of talked about in some of our other videos, the real magic these days is in the ignition systems. You can get so far with higher compression, different cam profiles, different physical engine parts, does build horsepower and get these guys to a point. But when it talks about power delivery, start maps, different traction situations out on the tracks, these teams have lots of different options and experiment and spend a lot of time developing the ECUs to work well with the power package that they've built out of the engine. A couple other cool pieces that I'm just eyeing up, drooling over, is the tank here with the special key cap.
Yeah, oversized carbon
really
tank.
nice. Yeah, you find stock tank not big enough volume for him?
It is not. No, we will make on a stock tank, if Dylan's pushing hard, 23 minutes, and we're out of fuel.
Yeah.
So obviously with a 30, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, nice. And it's a really nice profile tank. Like, it has more volume underneath. It's not just all...
And it's not too bulky, and it keeps the bike nice and slim, so you can still grip it really nice. And
yeah, very nice. Cool. Obviously, you guys are a Dunlop supported team. This is one thing that I found interesting. This is the first bike that we ran into in the pits today with the AT82 front tire. So that's actually one of Dunlop's off-road designated tires, but in the U.S. circuit, it's really popular on the motocross circuit. So you guys tested a lot with tires.
We did a lot of testing, and Dylan was always on the 3S, which was his go-to front tire. And then this year we went back and forth a few times, and he actually came off testing a couple weeks ago and told me, don't let me put that 3S back on. He loves the AT82, and so that's what we're sticking with for the season.
Awesome. Yeah, and obviously Calgary being a bit more of a harder soil condition, we're going to be running the 34 rear, it looks like, versus Scoop or something more aggressive for the East Coast softer soil conditions that are coming up later in the series.
That's right, yeah. And also running the Moose tubes.
Yeah, Mooses instead of tubes. So these teams take all the precautions they can. If you up some of the close-up shots, you'll see a lot of safety wire, things like that. Moose tubes, they're preventing DNFs in any way that they can. They don't want these bikes to not make it through the whole moto, so no risk of flat tires running those Mooses. Obviously, a bit of a different feel, a little bit different weight than a tube, so there's changes that come along with those kind of things, which is interesting. Wheel set, you guys, who's providing your wheels for you guys?
We have the Honda hubs, and I believe all of our rims are Excel rims.
Cool. Gearing, you guys are far off in stock, or?
No, 1349. So we're not far off. We have gone back and forth between the 50 and the 49 on the rear. Some days, some tracks, it's kind of, I imagine we might switch that up a little bit, but I think that's going to depend on track conditions and the track style. Nice.
And then other things going on with the engine, like you guys on a fairly stock clutch, or you guys run a different system for that?
No, nothing is really stock on the clutch, and we do have a couple things done to it to help prolong the life of it and help keep it cool.
Is he hard on the clutches?
Dylan is very hard on the clutches.
When he comes around lapping me mid-moto, I hear it, I smell it, I see it, he's giving her. So it's I imagine that he is hard on things like that for sure. So, super interesting. Well, yeah, we're going to take some still shots here, cruise around the bike, get some more close-ups of some of the stuff we talked about. But thanks so much for taking the time to run us through his bike.
No problem. Thank you.
Awesome. We'll see you guys on the next one.